Castillo's Hardware, your trusted source for quality. Looking for unbeatable deals on hardware and home essentials? Head over to Castillo's Hardware today. We've got competitive prices on PVC pipes SCH 40 sizes from 1/2 to 8 inches, SCH 26 sizes from 1 1/4 to 4 inches, up to 20% off on select sizes. And that's not all. Don't miss out on our flash sale featuring the Whirlpool Top Freezer Refrigerator with optional ice maker, freezer temperature controls, dairy bin, and incandescent lighting, all for just $1,295. We also have a special promotion on the Whirlpool washing machine. Get it now for just $1,195. Enjoy multiple wash temperatures, a heavy-duty cycle, and progress monitoring features. Plus, we're offering 50% off Valspar Integrity paints. Choose from a wide range of no-compromise colors for your home, available in gallons and buckets. Visit Castillo's Hardware today for these amazing deals and more. We are located at Pescador Drive, San Pedro Town, Belize. Contact us at 226-2302 or 614-6632. Email cast.hardware@btl.net. These offers are valid while supplies last. Terms and conditions apply. Castillo's Hardware, your trusted source for quality.
Every day, we are on the lookout. For those speeding on our roads, you will be caught and fined. Driving under the influence? Expect serious consequences. And overcrowding your motorcycle? It's not just dangerous, it's against the law. The cost? Financial burden, your freedom, or even your life. It's not worth it. Help us ensure road safety for all in Belize. This message is from the Second Road Safety Project.
Every journey begins with a choice. The choice to be safe or to risk it all. But riding without a helmet doubles the risk of head injury. Wearing a helmet acts like a shield, protecting your head and your future. Helmets reduce the risk of head injury by 69%. Wearing a motorcycle helmet can help reduce the risk of death by 1/3 in a collision. Everyone deserves protection at every age. Protect yourself, protect your family. Wear a helmet every time. It can save your life. This message is from the Second Road Safety Project.
Get ready! This summer, the University of Belize School of Medicine is opening its doors for the qualifying exams and scholarship exam. From August 13th to August 16th, 2024, seize this opportunity to join our medical program and secure your future. Whether you aim to qualify for our renowned medical school or earn a scholarship, this is your chance to shine. Prepare yourself, study hard, and take the first step towards an exceptional medical career. The exams will be held at the UB Central campus in Belmopan, with a registration cost of just $300. Don't miss out. Mark your calendars and prepare for the University of Belize School of Medicine qualifying exams and scholarship exam. For more information, visit our website. See you there.
Welcome back to Beyond Basic District Edition. This is our second episode, and here we are at Ladyville at Rustic Corner, and I'm joined with some representatives from Our Lady of the Way Catholic Church in Ladyville. I'm your host, Tessa Habet, and I'm here with 4 young people who are going to introduce themselves right now. So we're going to start over here. Tell us your name, your age, your parish, and your school, and a fun fact. So 5 things.
Okay, my name is Tiyanna Escalante. I am 14 years old, 15 October. I go to Ladyville Technical High School. I live in Ladyville. And what fun fact? A fun fact about me that how I love sports and that how I'm also in majorates for my school.
Hello, my name is Vanessa Chan. I am 16 years old. I recently graduated from Palote High School and I am going into UB. A fun fact about me is I love animals, so I plan to study to become a veterinarian.
My name is Joshua Ozaeta. I'm 16 years old. I go to Our Lady of the Way Catholic Church, and a fun fact about me is that I love fishing and I'm an experienced diver.
My name is Asha Garbutt. I am 16 years old. I currently go to Palate High School. I go to Our Lady of the Way Parish, and I have 12 dogs and 1 cat.
12 dogs. Okay. Do you have like a big yard? Or, yeah? Okay. 12? And okay. Wow.
Nearly all of them are girls except for 1.
Okay. Dang. That's interesting. Well, thank you for introducing yourselves. Now we're going to get to know each other a little bit better through our game, our little activity. So this game is called More About Me with M&Ms. So I'm going to pass around the pack of M&Ms, and everyone's going to take like a little bit. And depending on what color you get, that will say what you're going to say about yourself. So if you get an orange M&M, then you're gonna have to say one of your favorite books or movies. If it's a brown M&M, something you did this week. If it's a green one, food that you don't like. Blue, something you're really good at. Red, a childhood story. Yellow, something you'd like to try doing. So we'll start with you. Yes, Asha.
So we're going to start with yellow.
Yellow.
I want to try rock climbing.
Okay.
Orange. Favorite book or movie, right?
Yeah, book or movie.
So I prefer to watch movies and I have a lot of books. However, my favorite movie is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Don't worry about it.
Blue is something you're good at.
Something I'm good at, singing.
Nice. That's true.
She has a wonderful singer.
Brown is something you did this week.
Something I did this week. Well, actually, I just finished up with my OJT on the job training in school, so.
Nice.
Blue, something I'm good at.
Yep. Something you're good at.
I'm good at fishing.
Fishing.
And green,
Green is a food you don't like.
oh, that's all. I really know that picky. So I don't know when.
That's awesome. Okay. I'll go last. So you.
Okay. Brown. Something I did, right?
Yes, something you did.
Okay,
this
what
week.
did I do this week? This week, I cleaned the car and I did an excellent job. Blue.
That is something you're good at.
Something I'm good at. I would say my strongest subjects are definitely math and English. It's just like, even if I'm not listening, I can get the concept very easily. Very easy to adapt to a concept that I'm not, that I'm new to. And then orange, my favorite book or movie. My favorite book would definitely be Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, and movie. I don't really have a favorite movie. I don't like watching movies. I prefer reading. Something about movies, just I don't like them a lot. I prefer just reading the concept and imagining it myself that how I want it.
Yeah.
So that's just it.
Nice.
Okay, I will go with orange first.
Okay.
Book or movie. I don't really read books. The most movie, my favorite movie, the Bad Boys.
Never heard of it.
Bad boys.
Green.
Green is a food you don't like.
I don't like seafood. That's
Me either.
anything else. I like seafood.
Same.
Yellow.
Yellow is something you like to try doing.
What I would like to try doing. Zip lining. Yeah. And red.
Childhood story.
Childhood story. What story where I know?
Like something you did as a kid.
Okay. Well, I had this time we made a PG and my father carried us to go and do fishing, but I jumped out of the boat. Instead of the fishing because I made try ting the rock and I just lean forward and I just can do the water and I made a scream. But I could have swim, but I still made a scream.
That's awesome. Okay. Green, a food I don't like. You already said seafood. I also don't like seafood. But I'm trying to think. I'll just say seafood because I really don't like seafood. And then orange, one of my favorite books are movies. I also like to read and I also like movies. My favorite movie is The Perks of Being a Wallflower though. I don't know if you ever heard it. It's really sad.
By who?
It's based on a book. I don't know who wrote the book.
Oh, I already know what you're speaking.
Yeah.
I haven't read it, but I haven't.
It's a good one. It's really sad though. Brown is something I did this week. Right now I have a job at Holy Redeemer Cathedral, and it was my first week on the job.
Wow.
And so that's what I did.
Did you mess up?
I got a job. I think I did okay. And then red, a childhood story. Okay, this one time I was in my living room and the TV was on and there was an ad for Spider-Man and I thought it'd be really fun. Or I was like, oh my gosh, look at him climbing those walls. What if I did that? And so I tried climbing the wall and I bust my slippers. So that's my childhood story. But yeah, thanks everybody for participating in the game and for telling everyone else about yourselves. I also want to mention for our viewers that they don't really know each other that much, right? Like you guys know each other, but everyone else, we're all new here. So, and we're gonna start getting into like your youth group and stuff, talking about your youth group. So, I know your youth group is new, right? I think for those who watch Guadalupe Media, we have been promoting their youth group, and we, like on our Morning Glory show, we have promoted flyers for them. So it is a new youth group that just started, and they all have fancy shirts, which is really cool. You guys
Have to
walked
flex
in.
them, guys.
Yes, no, they're
Flex
really
them.
nice. Were they free?
Of course. Yes.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
I need to join this youth group. I might be too old. I'm going to eat my M&M's.
You never said how old you were.
Oh, I'm 21.
You can still join.
What's the limit?
21.
I thought it was 29.
Okay.
I think that's bad.
I don't know. I was lost.
If I'm gonna get a pretty shirt, I might have to join. So now we're gonna talk about your youth group. And I know, since you guys are new, have you guys done, what does your youth group consist of? Like, do you have like activities that you do, or like, what does like a youth group meeting look like?
Okay, the first week when we have the youth group, they give us like what follow with some stuff with the rules and what they, yeah.
The handbook.
So we had an activity game to get to know each other, and it's like X and O. And who done it first, like win a prize, because they had like stuff what people do on it. So if you're here brown, then you go and ask people about it. That mostly does to get to know each other and interact the first week when we gone. I didn't go the second week because I was at PG.
Nice. So, do you guys have one youth group leader, or is it like?
I think there's
three. There's Father.
Okay.
There's Chelsea, I think her name is, and Hayden.
Okay.
Yeah, those are like the three administrators that run everything. Like Father Vicente, and then Chelsea, right? I don't remember her last name, and then Hayden Jones. Basically, you can contact any of them if you have any questions.
Chelsea's the one who's always texting in the group chat.
I think so. I don't know.
Okay. I look in there, never reply though.
Why not?
Because Because they don't like to message in group chats.
That's fair.
It's too permanent.
That is so real. But yes. Okay, so tell me about what made you, like, how did you find out about the youth group and what made you want to join youth group?
So for me, my mother, my grandmother, is friends with Miss Holiday, and so she sent my mom the online thing. Then my mom sent it to me, told me filled it out. Here I am.
Nice.
Mine introduced me to it as well.
I introduced myself to it. I applied, and honestly, I was just looking for something to do. Because it is summer, and I was already out of school while everyone was already. I had recently just graduated, so I was like, let me join this youth group, see what it's about.
Nice.
Well, I used to get at RC. Well, I transferred in a standard 4 to RC, so, and I take Holy Communion and Confirmation at church, so Father know me, so.
Yes.
Father Vicente.
Same, I was baptized, confirmed, everything there. I went to that school originally, like from when I moved down from Dangriga, and I came up here, and my mother was like just trying to look for somewhere to send me. Originally, she wanted to send me to the Yellows, what's it called? Evangelical Yellow School, what everyone calls it. But they didn't accept me there. They were like, no, we don't want your daughter. And the next option was Our Lady RC School. They quickly accepted me, and my mother was very happy with that, and I joined it. I have been going to that church for so long. From before Father Vincent was there was Father Chi. Yeah.
And then before that
there was Father Leslie.
And then it was Father Smalls, I think.
I don't remember before
Smalls, that. I think that's his name. Not sure. I was really young.
I don't remember. I wasn't there like from young. I was there like from standard 1.
Baby.
She was their baby.
Baby.
I moved over here. I went to preschool in Dangriga.
Nice. So what do you think has been a benefit of joining youth group? I know it's like young and like you guys have just started. So like what do you think is something that you've gained from youth group, a good thing for being in youth group?
Personally, for me, I just express myself and all because I get to meet new people, and I really into that. But I mean, that was start so.
So I haven't participated in anything as yet because the first meeting I did not know about. The second one, it was my friend's birthday, and her mom was like, barely anybody's coming to her party. So I felt bad, so I went to her party. And I missed the second thing because of the party. But I feel like I will be able to gain more social skills because when I came here, I just sat at that table and did not move.
Nice.
I would say the same thing you say. And I really like interact with people like that. But it helps you get to know people in the future because you never know like in the future if you are need there. Like,
I think the main reason for me was to make connections with people because like just like how she said, like in the future you may need to know someone to get something and to be able to build your career on it. So I really joined to make more connections, to get to know people. I'm already an extroverted person. I talk to anyone and everyone in the world. I don't need any reason to like just talk to you and just tell you everything that I want to tell you. But honestly, it's just make connections, make new friends, and that's it.
Nice. Okay. Well, thank you for telling me about your youth group. Now we're going to start talking, we're going to switch segments and we're going to start talking about our topic for this episode. So we're going to take a break, and after the break, we're going to come back and talk about our topic, which is family.
This episode of Beyond Basic was sponsored by Rustic Corner.
with our second episode of Beyond Basic in Ladyville. Here we are at Rustic Corner filming this episode, and I'm here accompanied by youths from Our Lady of the Way Catholic Church. Now we're going to jump into our second segment. We're going to have a discussion about our topic, which is family. So, as most people know, the month of June is the month of the family in the Diocese of Belize City and Belmopan. And I know that June has passed, but since we're filming this episode in July, I just thought that it would be very fun and very interesting to talk about that topic here with these young people, get a youth's perspective on the topic, which is a topic that I think is very important in our country and in our world right now. So I'm going to ask everyone a couple questions. We're just going to have a discussion, free-flow discussion about the topic of family. So we're going to start with going around and just everyone saying, like, what do you think the importance of family is? Like, why versus like a friendship, like what makes family so important in your life and just in general? So if you want us to, we can start.
Okay, we can start. From my understanding, like family can mean many things, because there's connections that you form with people that you can call your family as well. But family in like the blood that you share is like people who you would confide with, who you share your insecurities or your problems with, and who would most likely try to lend a helping hand whenever you are you're needing it, or whenever you are just struggling with something. That's what I believe family is. Like, you stick together, you help each other out. When problems arise, you find a solution to it, and you keep on moving forward with life.
I want to say the same thing she said. Like, family is not always about blood, it's who you pick. As like, you could grow up like around a community and like they raise out on them together. So when the guys like say, oh, if anybody asks, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's my cousin and that's my brother and my sister. And to me, family is more about having your back, giving you support and love.
Family, I feel is trust more than friends. Like, especially with stuff, personal information, like, because you know who you share everything with your family, you know they're not good and just blur it out. But for a friend, you don't really know that, because like you just meet this person and you're not sure what he or she is all about. So
I think that the family it's so interesting, because there's what family is and then what family can become if it is not done the right way. That makes sense,
Definitely.
Because you have, like, if we're just talking about what family is, it is an image of the Trinity, right? Because if you have, God is Trinity, right? As like Catholics, we believe that. So there's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And the Father and the Son are two distinct persons who love each other, right? The Father loves the Son loves the Father, so much that it generates another person, which is the Holy Spirit. So their love creates life. And so the Holy Spirit is a love between the Father and the Son. So if you look at the family, that's literally what it is. It's a mother and a father love each other so much that a new life comes and they generate another person. And then that's where it begins. And then from there, it begets the whole extended family. Then you have cousins and stuff, and if you would like look at, say, I don't know, I went over to a friend's house, like over around Easter time, and I was visiting with her grandma, and I walk into her grandma's house, and there's like pictures all over the house of all of her kids and grandkids. And there's like so many. And it's like from this one woman and her husband. There's so many people. And like we went over and all the cousins came, and there's like a big family, like they're like Mexican, big family. And they're all at the home, and the grandmother's just there sitting down, like serving all her grandkids. And like it's like all these people come from her, and she's the matriarch. And I just remember sitting there and being like, oh my gosh, like this is it. Like this is like what, like I was like, that in my mind, I'm like, that's success. Like you bring people together, and you have all these people that are like from you and that look up to you and are coming back to your home, and your home is like the center and the, you know, and stuff like that. And I was like, this is what family is, you know, and that's like how it should be, and that's what we're created for. And if you think about it, like your friends who are your families, or your like cousins or whatever, like we're made for people, you know, like we're made for communion. Like it's people that, like, we can't know ourselves if we don't know people, you know, like would you agree? Like I would say if you sit in a room by yourself all day, like you wouldn't know yourself really until you start to interact with people. Then it'd be like, oh, like the way you react to things, the way you
find
talk
out how
to people.
you are with other people, and how you interact and accept their responses and what they what they say about you.
Exactly. So like things can't happen in like what they say about you too. Like how do these people, what role do I play like in my family, what role do I play in my friendships, at my school, like when I go to school, like what would people like say, like, oh, like that's the person that, you know, is always like very smart, or that person is the person that is like very funny, or whatever. Like you learn about yourself through other people, and so we're made for another person. And that's why, like, if someone like betrays you, or someone is not living up to what they should be, like in your life, especially family, like especially, then it hurts a lot, because that's not how it should be. And it says it in the Catechism of the Catholic Church, which is the kind of the guidebook for Catholics. It says that it's a grave offense to hurt another person, but even graver if it is someone you're related to or someone you're married to, because of you have a greater duty to the people that you're related to than to another person. And if you were to break that bond, or you were to do something to hurt that person, that is especially grave. And so it's just like upholding that, the dignity of those relationships that we have. But it's also it's a very, like, if you think about the way that the world is right now, you know, that most things are an attack on the family. Like, most things that happen are targeting the family and break down the family. Like, the gravest evils are the things that break down family. Like, if you think about war, it is like normally that breaks families apart. Normally, like especially like World War II and like older wars, like the men leave the homes and the women are left alone. They die. That tears apart families. Like stuff like that happens. Or you can think of any evil and you think of the impact it has on the family. And if you think of any good, it comes from a good family. So what would you say are some of the greatest threats to family in Belize and in just the world? The thing that would threaten the family the most?
To be honest, money. Because like they say your grandmother has two daughters, and one is your mom and one is your aunt. Say your mom has more money than your aunt. Your cousins will come and like they will be like, oh, you have everything, da 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 da, this and that, and they will envy you. And then when you all grow up, they will teach their kids to know like you and your kids because of what you have and what they don't have.
I would say the same thing. Like, I know what she said, because how I grew up with my cousin there, I want to have like the more stuff, because my parents are more have the education and stuff. Like you say, like how I have like an iPhone, and like some of my cousin they don't. Then my auntie be like, oh, she aspired that thing, but reality, my parents worked so hard to give us what we have and what we want. So I would have said that.
Definitely, like how they said, jealousy, because I'm an only child. My mother has no one else to give anything to. She pours so much money into me. Like a lot of my like aunts and cousins, they're like, oh, she's so spoiled, you shouldn't be giving her everything. Because like I tell my mom I want something and she gives it to me, because she has no other child to give it to. She just wants me to be happy. She wants me to succeed and do what's best for me. And like it's just pure jealousy because one of my aunts is just, I think they literally just cut connections off with my mother just because of like a simple like money issue. And I would also have to say adultery and cheating, because there is so many people, like it's both of them, like both men and women, who just can't stay loyal to someone, and that caused the breakage of family, so many divorces, and you're just seeing the kids in the middle struggling to understand what's going on sometimes.
Like I must say, she like with the money and that how they divorce, because when they don't got enough money but they still have to pay bills, and like they get frustrated and then start argue, and then it kind of affect the children's in it. Because then afterwards they were setting to the children, they wouldn't know they don't mean when they get vexed and angry, and it make their mental health like go lower and make them feel bad about themselves and feel like the parents hate them, but they don't even like try talk to them. So
some children feel like unwanted as well, because like the same thing with the money issue, like when you're arguing in a family and you're like, oh, if we didn't have you, we would have more money for ourselves, we could have been doing so much, and the child feel like it's their fault for like being born and being here and being, because children are expensive, they're very expensive. Like raising a small child and a toddler is a huge responsibility. Like they have so much money, you have to put so much money into them, and it's like a huge responsibility. They're like sucking your money dry. And definitely some parents definitely look at their child and be like, I wish you weren't here, and they like, sometimes maybe they don't mean it, or sometimes they're like serious about it, but it really like lowers someone's self-esteem, and it really affects them in the long run. And when they grow older, they don't want to talk to their parents anymore, they don't want to be with them, they feel like independent. I'm just going to do my own thing, like I don't need you, don't talk to me anymore, and that just breaks them off.
I would have said the fact that you see something that someone else has, and that the person you are with at the current moment, you don't see yourself having it because of it. So like, normally on social media, you see everyone enjoying themselves, going to parties, but your current spouse or whatever, you may not see that with yourself. So you're like, I want that life, and that's where you start to disconnect, like lose a connection between your partner, and then you prefer like go into that road. And then you say you start the parties, and that's where like you still like arguments come in because you're out late, and then like your wife has to take care of the children and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think those are all very, very true, very valid points. You know, like I think money definitely like is something that infects a lot of good things. Like it can spoil a lot of good things, like greed. Not even just in the small scale of one-on-one family disputes, but even on the big scale of like, if you think of like big companies sort of using money as a way to tear apart family. Like if you think, I don't know if you know this or if you've ever read the Communist Manifesto, which Karl Marx, the thing that all of like, so many wars have been started because of communism, you know? Communism. Like communism, horrible. And the thing with the communism is that it started with like a good idea, which was we'll get rid of poverty by taking the money and putting it in the hands of the government, and the government will just equally give everyone everything. And no one will be poor because no one will need anything. Everyone will get what they want. Like you don't
They'll
have to...
their own like their food, you'll get your piece of land,
exactly.
everyone will
and
be
everyone
equal.
will be equal. Everything will be equal. Which sounds good, but it didn't work. Right? We know that. I mean, we can see Cuba, China, like Russia, all of these places ended up very poor, very controlled dictatorship, you know.
It eventually turns into a dictatorship.
Because you give all the power to a man who doesn't know what to do with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So communism doesn't work, but if you read the Communist Manifesto, there's a lot more than just that. Like the big thing is private property. Get rid of private property. People shouldn't own things, you know, like I can't have my phone, I can't have my house, like that's for the government and the government gives me that. And so I can't own it. But one of the things it says in the Communist Manifesto is the family is the enemy. Get rid of the family. Because the family is where private property is started. Because it's like, oh, you belong to this family. These are your people. These are people that need to provide for you. This is your house. This is your land. This is your part of town or whatever. And the family kind of it contains things. It has order. And the government needs to get rid of that or like the communist government needs to get rid of that, because if you get rid of that, then everyone will look to the government as their like authority. And then they can control people, they can control what they think, what they believe, what they learn, what they have, what they do, what they don't have, all of the things. So if you look at the errors of communism and the ways that it has gone wrong, and then you look at the way that the family is attacked, it's essentially that, and that was essentially greed, you know, that they wanted control, they wanted to put themselves above everyone else. But then if we're looking at, say, like adultery or jealousy, comparison and stuff like that, those are things that do not belong in family, because like jealousy, these are people that are your own, you know, your own flesh and blood, people that you should be cheering on, people that you should be like loving as yourself and treating as, you know, like if you succeed, I succeed kind of mentality. And then we twist it and we make it into something that's competitive or something that it really shouldn't be. And if we're looking at male-female relationships, because it's essentially and our next episode of Beyond Basic is going to be on marriage, so this is kind of like a precursor to it, because we're talking about just family in general, but you can't talk about family without talking about marriage, because it's where it comes from, like literally it's where it comes from. So if you're talking about like male-female relationships, that is supposed to be one of the most sacred, the most like beautiful things in the world should be marriage. That's what it should be. But then we take it and we completely distort it and turn it into something that it like
that benefits us. We make it seem in our eyes that how we want it to be, instead of how it's supposed to be.
It's not the end, you know, like something like your family, your friends, your spouse, those are not the end of it all, because if they're very important but they still fail you, then what do you have left, you know? Like, why does it hurt so much when someone fails us, like our family member? Why does that hurt so much? Why is it that we're disappointed when a human being fails us?
Because the family is supposed to have your back and support you through anything. But when they not support you and don't have your back, it hurts, because they are your blood. And the people that are not your blood, they're always the one there would there for you more than your family.
Yeah. And I would agree that that's true.
It's about like you place your trust inside that person, that you trusted them so much that when they betray you, it's such a hurtful feeling that you knew that you trusted someone with something and they just betrayed you, and they twisted and they lied about it, and you just feel betrayed. It's a hurtful feeling to be betrayed by someone from your same blood who you thought, oh, they have my back, we're related, we know each other from like we were born. Really hurtful.
Hurt by our blood. Terrible feeling. I've experienced it as well. But from my viewpoint, if that would have happened again, like, I would never trust that person.
Yeah, and I think that it kind of points to something bigger because it kind of shows us that we were made for a kind of love and a kind of trust that is like unchanging and that is stable and that is that won't disappoint us. And like ultimately we're not gonna find that from a person. Like you're never gonna not hurt someone, you're never gonna not disappoint someone. Like you're even like me, like us, we're not, someone cannot put their full trust in us. We're going to fail, you know. And like you also can't put everything that you like, all of your trust in another person, but we want to, you know. And so I think it just points to the fact that we were literally made for the love that only God can give us, and that is like the only way that we would be fulfilled is in that love, because only He as our Father can never disappoint us, and He's the only one that will always want our good and that will never fail. And He, like, God won't make a mistake, and He won't like oh shucks, like I know you wanted this from me, but shoot, forgot, or you know, something like He's never gonna disappoint us in a way that a human being will. And so it's like the fact, and I think that it's just a very like sad existence to want to put that kind of trust in a person, you know. It's just not gonna work. And so I think that like going back to the initial thing was like family is an image of an image of God and an image of what we were made for and what we'll ultimately find our end in, like when we go to heaven. Like that's what we were made for. It's gonna be like heaven's gonna be like a perfect family, you know. It's gonna be communion with God, but also communion with everyone else, because at that point you would have reached perfection, you know. You would have reached a state of where you can't sin anymore in heaven, and so you can't really like make mistakes anymore. And so like everyone will be like have that communion, and everyone will have the communion with God, and that's the like goal of our life. And so yeah, like the family points to that, and that's what it should be. Like it should be a man and a woman who give their life to each other, lay down their life for each other the way that God does for us, and then that generates a life, and then that life, you know, is a generation of more, and it points to that sort of heavenly reality. But yeah, I think that, you know, commenting back on what we were saying about promoting, you know, like family values and beliefs, and like the ways that like a family should work, and you know, like everybody made valid points about, you know, like the way that children are treated, the way that children are raised, and you know, with a spouse, with your spouse, like respecting your spouse and all of that stuff, they're all so very true. And I think, you know, seeing like children as a blessing and seeing your family as like not taking them for granted and seeing them as blessings. And one of my favorite quotes from Mother Teresa is, if you want world peace, go home and love your family. Because that's like the only thing you can do, you know. Like we can stand on a pedestal all day and talk about what's wrong with the world, but it's like, okay, but the people that are closest to you, how are you treating them? You know, the people that you live with.
Inwards before you judge out what other people are doing.
If you, like, I remember my mom used to say this, I go to Divine Mercy Church, and so we have like a lot of missionaries just always there, and I thought they were like so cool because they're always like doing good stuff for the community. And I'd be like, Mom, I want to go and like go to the church and like help with this thing, or I want to go like hang out with the missionaries and stuff. She's like, or I want to like be in this choir or whatever. And she'd be like, but then if I would come home and I would do all these good things and then come home and she sees like I'm being mean to my sisters, or I don't want to wash the dishes, or I'm being sassy or whatever, she's like, what's the point, you know, of doing all this good stuff and of, you know, like helping the church if when you come home you're not a good person, if you come home and you treat people bad, if, you know, you don't want to serve others and stuff like that. And it would always just make me think, and she'd always like keep me in check with that. If she's like, if you're gonna go and do this thing, then you have to make sure when you're home you also help, and you're also like living those values all the time. And so yeah, like it starts with us, and it starts with, you know, what can I do, how do I treat people.
Yeah, I understand what you mean, because when I smile, I love going out, and especially right now I'm in so much stuff with the Belize City Council. I'm part of Child Advisor Body for Youth Group. I'm joining the Children's Parliament, and they have a next one. I love interact with people sometimes. Yeah. And right now next week, the following week, we're supposed to have a summer camp for the kids them, and I will be helping teaching. So, but same thing what you said about the siblings, but how when I come home maybe into them, but I know be mean. There's some point they just like obviously like irritate you. Like 1 minute we could be so cool, next minute they just want do something to piss you off. So I would have said that too, but I love doing stuff for the community. That's one thing I really love. I could be at home and my friend tell me, you want to help me go do this? I'm like, okay, you can roll. And my man I was not part of them. They know I'm a busybody person. I always busy do something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For me, that's kind of like the opposite. But I like the things for the community. I just don't like Garbutt. I like my room. I like my house. Like when I'm younger, I used to love Garbutt. Like when I used to go to my mom, around like 1 o'clock, everybody, all parents go sleep, and they expect the kids to go sleep till. Like, I couldn't sleep 1 o'clock in the day. So when me and my cousins we used to climb through the window there to go outside and go play and go to the park. And then when my parents wake up, they're like, your picnic missing, my picnic missing. Okay, they're together. They will find their way back. And then when we reach back home, they're like, I tell you come out to the house. I said, no, but you're gonna sleep. So I couldn't ask you. And they're like, oh no, that's smart. No. Got it from you.
But yeah, I think that it's important to promote family values and to I think that the family is the way that we become like a better person, because like with your friends that you see like every so often, and that you don't like when I says to me and live with me, that's two different things. It's like the people that you might see every day, like, oh yeah, you can be nice and you can be like fine, but it's the people that live with you, you know, that will like really show you who you are and really show you like what you need to work on, and like will test your patience and like all that stuff. And so it's, you know, if the whole point of our life, like we always want to grow, we always want to be better, we want to like get closer to, you know, become more like purified and like in our intentions and everything, like that is what we should always be working towards. And there's no better opportunity than with the people that we, you know, have to see every day, and people that really like test us. And I think that's like the role of the family in our lives and in society. And when we get rid of that, and when we reject that, and when we don't want to grow in that, then especially in our society, it's very individualistic, where it's all about you and like what you want to do and all these things. Like it's so about the individual person that it's a lie, you know. Like it's not all about each person. It's about the grander scheme of things. It's about how your decisions affect other people. It's about how you treat other people. Like it's about, you know, ultimately, especially like as Catholics, like with our faith community, like we know that everything we do affects other people. Like we saw that with COVID, you know, when one person decides, oh well, tonight I want to defy curfew and I going out, or you don't like want to, and then you bring it back to everyone. And so like that's a perfect example of like how everything we do affects other people, like every action. And so like you guys coming on the show like that, people are going to hear like your comments on what you've said, and that's going to touch people, that's going to affect people. And like saying yes, like you could have said no, and instead like that would have affected too if you had said no like that. Then it would have been like not as it would have been not the episode that we have right now, because it would have been you would have been missing. And so just every decision, for better or for worse, you know, has an effect. And that's why it is important to acknowledge our family, because it is them that gets the blunt of everything. And in reality, or the entire world is a big family. You know, like we say as Christians that we're part of the body of Christ, and you know, you're my brother or my sister in Christ. You know, like every person is brother and sister, siblings in Christ. And so everything we do affects that bigger family that we're a part of. So you're part of your like small family, you're a part of your church family, you're part of your school family, but you're also a part of this big family in the entire world. Like every other baptized Catholic, every other Christian is a part of that family too. And so it's just so much bigger, you know, than us. And so like we said, we're talking about family, we're talking about your immediate family, but then we're also talking about your friends who can be family, and then we're talking about like people who you interact with every day, and then also like the church as a whole. So it's just always important to acknowledge that, and to make sure that you are being the best family member that you can be, and promoting like those values and everything in that.
But like you said about treating people, my grandma and my mom always told us like treat people how you want to be treated. So like if you treat somebody bad, they will treat you bad too. But if you want to somebody treat you with love, attention, support, all of those stuff what family is about, you have to treat them the same way how you want them to treat you. So if I was have, even though some people what they say and what they do is not right, you should still have like, what to say, still have to try have respect, and you would try to learn something, but have to say in a modern way, like not say rude or else people catch offensive. But sometimes when you tell them the truth respectfully, they still take it the wrong way. And most of the time I do, I try to help them, because family is supposed to help you no matter what. Wherever you go through, they're supposed to always help you. But when you tell them, they take it the next way, and they feel like, oh, you judge them and that thing. But you know, you try to judge them, you just try to help them, because whatever you do affect you. And not only you, but the people around you, you're surrounded. So,
there is a quote. You could put any words there that just like, you may not always like your sister, but you will always love your sister. And you might not always like what she do or what he do or whoever this quote that apply to. You might not always like it, but you will always love them, because their life choices may affect you, but you will try help them fix it in however way you can. And it might not always be like right away. It might be in a long term, you have to fix this problem, but there's no way you could just stop love this person just because you know like that one specifically. So you may not always like your sister, but you will always love her.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's a good stopping point for this episode. So this episode is a little bit shorter than it normally will be, because this is a continuation of the Belize District feature. And we did the topic of family, and we're going to kind of continue diving deeper into this when we go on to the topic of marriage in our next episode, which will be in a different district. So please stay tuned for our other episodes. You can go back and watch our first one, which was in Belize City, filmed at Bird's Isle. And then we're going to keep on going all over the country, Orange Walk, Corozal, north, south, east, west. And so please stay tuned while we feature different youths from all around the country. And this has been an awesome episode with our youths representing Ladyville, talking about the family. And we're going to continue this in our next episode. So please stay tuned. Have a great day. God bless.
Castillo's Hardware, your trusted source for quality. Looking for unbeatable deals on hardware and home essentials? Head over to Castillo's Hardware today. We've got competitive prices on PVC pipes SCH 40 sizes from 1/2 to 8 inches, SCH 26 sizes from 1 1/4 to 4 inches, up to 20% off on select sizes. And that's not all. Don't miss out on our flash sale featuring the Whirlpool Top Freezer Refrigerator with optional ice maker, freezer temperature controls, dairy bin, and incandescent lighting, all for just $1,295. We also have a special promotion on the Whirlpool washing machine. Get it now for just $1,195. Enjoy multiple wash temperatures, a heavy-duty cycle, and progress monitoring features. Plus, we're offering 50% off Valspar Integrity paints. Choose from a wide range of no-compromise colors for your home, available in gallons and buckets. Visit Castillo's Hardware today for these amazing deals and more. We are located at Pescador Drive, San Pedro Town, Belize. Contact us at 226-2302 or 614-6632. Email cast.hardware@btl.net. These offers are valid while supplies last. Terms and conditions apply. Castillo's Hardware, your trusted source for quality.
Conozcan a Chris, un repartidor que se prepara para comenzar su jornada laboral. Necesita indicaciones para llegar a su próximo punto de entrega. Pero en la carretera, cada segundo cuenta. Las distracciones y el uso de cascos inadecuados son costosos. Tu enfoque es tu mayor aliado. El daño va más allá de su vehículo. Es tu vida, tu futuro lo que está en juego. Mantén la concentración cuando conduzcas. No te distraigas y mantén la vista en la carretera. Si necesitas usar tu teléfono, busca un lugar seguro de detenerse. Verifica las direcciones de tu destino con antemano. Toma la decisión correcta para ti y para los demás. Este mensaje es del Second Road Safety Project.
As motorcyclists, we know the thrill of the open road, but improper overtaking can result in severe injury or worse. It can shatter your life and dreams. It can shatter the emotions of the people you love. Or, in the best case scenario, you're left with a hefty fine. Driving recklessly is not worth it. Follow the rules of the road and stay alert. Safe overtaking leads to a smooth journey. Choose patience and safety over impatience and recklessness. It can make all the difference. A message from the Second Road Safety Project and the Caribbean Development Bank.